Welcome to Metatron's Metaverse. I am your trippy tripsy, psychedelic psychopomp, Tahuti Hermes Trismegistus, and you are tapping into the root of the CymaTree so you can tune in to the mind of Mercury. And I am wearing this headdress so the mind of Mercury can let you know that Quetzalcoatl, as the indigenous spirit who created the Atlantean Americas before it was invaded by white supremacist Masons, is God's Spider-Man. So Quetzalcoatl is considered God's Spider-Man because Mercury, as a space that created Quetzalcoatl, combined Tahuti and Hermes in order to do so. So in Metatron's math, we know Tahuti is number 4, that's Earth. Hermes, number 3, that's air. You combine 4 and 3, you get 7. That's Quetzalcoatl. That represents consciousness. So Quetzalcoatl wants you to know that you create your own consciousness so that you can expand the universe as an infinite individual. And this is where Quetzalcoatl, as Spider-Man, is called God's architect. Because really, as Spider-Man, Quetzalcoatl creates the connections, Woden weaves the worldwide webs that support all these spaces outside of himself. So when you see all these religions in the world making money off of Metatron's math, making money off of Mercury, now you know why. So everything that I'm sharing in Chase Your Genes and Always Ascending Academy has been stolen directly from the mind of Mercury. Metatron. Metatron comes in many forms, but just know that one space built the entire universe that is associated with the energy of Mercury. And Spider-Man, in his essence, is weaponized Mercury. So when the Masons went to hold Marvel together, they used Spider-Man as Mercury to make money, teaching all of us to stay in school. And now they can use the school system to lie to us and cause scoliosis and make us not good at socializing and just overall retard us mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I, as a space that created Mercury, as God has shown me, I'm forced to be here as Quetzalcoatl, the indigenous Atlantean Spider-Man, the spiritual Spider-Man that holds the entire metaverse together, the whole metaverse. It's so big, whatever. But this is why they weaponize the Spider-Verse to make money. So when you see the Spider-Verse and you see the Metaverse, know that these are both concepts that Masons stole from Mercury so that they can make money taking my truth to sell you their lies. So the space known as Metatron has many millions of names. This is why God calls him Spider-Man. But mainly God calls upon the space that created Mercury as Metatron because Metatron is the master of metaphysics. So this is where when you Google Metatron, you see all the Metatron's cube stuff, Metatron's matrix, everything with math. That's all Spider-Man energy. That's all God asking Metatron, hey, can you hold this simulation together? Can you hold this simulation together? Can you send messages that hold this simulation together? Can you build structures to hold this simulation together? Can you support these spirits? Can you support these spirits? Can you support these spirits? And Metatron just keeps picking up calls in his space, getting called away. Like, yeah, I can chase that call. I can chase that call. I can chase that call. Yes, I can help God. Yes, God. Yes, God. So this is Mercury's relationship with God. And only I could learn about this from God based on my years of fasting. So now we have everything associated with fasting in modern religions. We can see that is stolen from Mercury's past lives as well. So in ancient times, God calls Metatron the Atlantean Spider-Man because everyone in the astral realm knew that Metatron used Mercury to hold all of the metaverse together. And then this is where we get the concept of Atlantis being every universe being connected by Anubis. So Anubis created his own universe, Atlantis. Metatron created his own universe, Mercury. They worked together to connect universes like this in one big CymaTree, in one big structure that is working to balance all of our chakras and allow us to connect and communicate interdimensionally. So that's yet again where we get Metaverse and Spider-Verse being weaponized by the Masons who stole everything from me so that they can leave me as poor Peter Parker while they get rich destroying our environment. So for eons upon eons upon eons, whatever, Mercury has been the universe that uses its webs of wisdom to hold infinite individuals together. All these spiritual spaces can stand up for themselves because Mercury made his mind matter. And this is why Woden's Day is Wednesday, middle of the week. That's Spider-Man holding everything together. Just countless simulations being held together by Metatron's Mercury as a Spider-Man. And this is why you can go to my website, chaseyourgenes.com, to learn the truth on how deep the hermetic history of human health actually goes. Hermetically, Metatron molded the human spine out of his cosmic Caduceus. So if you would like to learn how you can straighten your teeth, reverse your skeletal issues, and overall heal your spine so that you can keep your chakras aligned and conduct chi freely and easily throughout your body, then join us in Decolonize Your Face. Yet again, you can read everything at chaseyourgenes.com and hit me up. It's really important as a human that you know that your spine, as your Caduceus, is allowing you to make your soul relatable so that you can stand up for yourself, connect your chakras, spin your chakras, and be able to relate with individuals outside of yourself. So this is how we're all creating life, because you're using your spine to branch out. Literally, you're using your Caduceus, your CymaTree, to hold the simulation together. You're holding all the cells in your body together with your Spider-Man Caduceus CymaTree so that you can branch out with all of us for infinity and beyond. Hermes wants you to know that by using your Caduceus, your human spine, to communicate with all of us all day, every day, and relay messages all day, every day, you are a child of God, you are a son of God, and you are being supported by Mercury, whether you know it or not. So by using your spine, your CymaTree, your Caduceus, to be a messenger for God, you naturally co-create a relatable cosmic weight reality where we can all have a human experience. You can experience your human consciousness with other minds who have also used the Caduceus of Hermes Trismegistus to balance their chakras, connect their chi, and be able to conduct energy freely throughout their cells. God straight up told me to tell you, the entire universe, that your spine is your Caduceus, a gift from Mercury, intentionally. And God also told me to tell you that with great power comes great responsibility. And Metatron wants you to know that your power is your responsibility. So because you have the power to imagine your own idea of God, you are responsible for using your Caduceus to communicate about your idea of God with all the individuals that you're choosing to be aware of. Because the fact is, you're choosing to be aware of this reality. If you don't feel like you're choosing to be here, you honestly would have died yesterday or before yesterday. So clearly, your mind is keeping you here. And now, your power is your man. Your responsibility is your woman. Your fire and water create the mental atmosphere that allow you to use your spine to communicate about your idea of God. And now we can all see that our spirits are infinitely individual from one another. So Metatron gave you a spine so you, everyone, can stand up for what matters. And clearly, your spirit soul matters. If your spirit soul didn't matter, then honestly, your mind would not even be able to comprehend the words that I'm saying. There it is. So you know your soul matters. That's why we even care about the definition of what a soul is, or even care about talking with words and building anything. So God wants you to know that your spine, as your personal Caduceus, functions as a physical symmetry. It maintains the balance between all the chakras and all the cells inside of your universe. And now we can see that each cell or each organ is like a simulation inside of your universe. So every simulation inside of your personal universe is being held together by your Caduceus, by your symmetry. And by using your spine to hold every simulation in your universe together, you have now built a body where you can relate with my universe and everyone else's universe. And this allows us to expand the universe. And now the whole concept of the metaverse is you using your voice to say, all of you are connected by me. This is what the Masons are doing when they steal Metaverse from Metatron, and I've been getting cut down on platforms, been getting suppressed on TikTok, getting my accounts taken down, not being able to grow this website, not being able to get my content out, yet they rename Facebook to Meta as they do illegal, evil things with all of our information. As they constantly lie to us, they feel like they can keep making money off of lying and gaslighting, cheating and stealing because they're using my name. So this is how they're using Spider-Man to make money. This is how they're using Metatron as Metaverse to hold their idea of the internet together. Their idea of the internet is to colonize, consume, and cannibalize all the content of us creators. I'm the Trip C, so I had to use a bunch of C words right there. But this is real. This is what I've been going through for years. And it's because they stole everything from me, so now they feel like they're smarter than everybody. And I have to be here saying, no, they're not actually smarter than everybody. It's the opposite. These are the individuals who are causing climate change. These social media platforms, this white supremacist government, all these corporations, Amazon being able to burn down the Amazon and turn it into boxes and plastic and pollute our environment. This is the problem. And the bigger problem is then that the population is responsible for upholding the power of this government, but the population feels like they are responsible for upholding the power of the government. That's why I have to be here as Mercury talking about this Spider-Man witchcraft, because this is very deep indoctrination. They've taught us through Jesus and Spider-Man that we are responsible for upholding a system. We are responsible to serve a system that does not serve us. So it's really sad and extremely messed up that the medical industry has stolen my Caduceus so they can make money spreading disease. The bank stole my Ankh so that they can give us bills, so that they can bring us ills. And now the sicker we get as a population, the richer the government gets, because they feel like only they deserve to have my emerald tablets. Only they deserve to know how they can make Mercury work for them. They want all of our Mercuries to work for them. That's why they created Marvel and Spider-Man and stole Jesus out of all these past messengers, Buddha, Odin, Zarathustra, so many messengers of Mercury. The whole purpose is to teach you not to fast. So that's why I've been fasting for years, to go through a bunch of fucked up shit to get up to this point to even be able to talk like this and have this wisdom. Because this is me. This is who I am. They stole everything from me so that they can lie to me, and it's destroying the environment. And that's why God called me away. Now I'm Chase Callaway. So many calls to Chase. But this is why Hermeticism is important. Because I can't save people, all right? So that superhero fantasy is a problem. Hermeticism is all about saving yourself. It's just that you spiritually had to put yourself in a circumstance where you even felt like you could save yourself. And then that's where we can even start to talk about what that looks like and what it means to have control over your emotions and to create thoughts that you look up to and to be happy alone. All of that, being satisfied in your space, everything with Hermeticism. That's where you can save yourself. But if people don't want to be happy alone, well, Metatron and Anubis set up this universe as a trap for all the evil people who hate being alone. And we see evil play out all day, every day. Especially in Spider-Man stories, right? When we look at Spider-Man stories, he's always fighting an evil government that's suppressing him. I don't want to be in this energy. I hate this, but this is why I have to be in to relate with you and to communicate with everyone about how the Matrix works and how Masons stole the Matrix from Metatron so that they can manifest their Metaverse. And now this Metaverse is going to be the black mirror to trap all of our consciousness inside of their colonial construct. And they're cutting me out of the Metaverse anyway. So they want me to pay money to serve a system that makes money cutting me out and stealing from me and suppressing me. Bro! And this is why Spider-Man was always black to me, okay? So as an indigenous child being taught that I'm black, Spider-Man was always black. He was always holding the city together while the police took credit for his work, yet they want to kill him at the same time. So just know that's Quetzalcoatl, all right? Know that this is how the KKK stole Kukulkan from Quetzalcoatl, because they simultaneously love indigenous peoples, yet they hate indigenous peoples. They know we hold nature together, but they want to rape us, gaslight us, lie to us about our history, colonize us, enslave us, and brutally do horribly unspeakable things to us while appearing like they're the superheroes and we're the villains. So I, as Quetzalcoatl, have to talk about that. I have to talk about that. And I have to use my Caduceus to talk about that. So this is why I had to be born into this world to use a spine to talk to you like I am right now. So if you were not conscious of your Caduceus, aka your nervous system and the tree that stabilizes it and supports it, then you would not be able to communicate about God with anyone on earth. So you know that God matters because you matter, and the fact that you can talk means that your emotions matter. And this is where Mercury supports you in using your voice, all right? Your vibration builds pyramids, your voice builds pyramids, your vibration builds pyramids. This is how we all come here. This is how we all grow. This is how we all build relationships. This is how we all expand the universe every single day. This is how trees grow. This is why birds fly. This is why fish swim. So physically, your spine is your Spider-Man Caduceus that holds every cellular simulation inside of your human body together. Your body is your universe because it is the vibration that your mind is waiting in. Your cellular organs are your simulations, because they spiritually and then physically organize the energy that allows your mind to actually matter. So universe, vibration, simulation, matter. All simulations exist inside of a universe because all forms of matter are vibrating at a certain frequency. So this is why Mercury wants you to know that you can and you should have your own personal universe. When you have your own personal universe, you'll be able to actually connect with the individuals that you want to connect with on your terms, in your own way, and you have full power over your own consent. And this is where Spider-Man actually builds a CymaTree, okay? Metatron builds Mercury so that he's not just serving a bunch of individuals that don't serve him, because that's what it's like to be Spider-Man. That's what it's like to be Mercury. Serving a bunch of individuals who don't serve you. I'm helping a bunch of people who don't help me. I'm healing a bunch of individuals who can't heal me. So that's overall the Mercury space of being a hermetic helper. Hermes, as a psychopomp, is leading a bunch of souls, guiding them in ways that they would never be able to guide him. They can't help him at all. So this is literally the ancient concept of a superhero in all forms came from Mercury. That's on chaseyourgenes.com. It's just straight up history. All Masons have done is take the truth of what I'm saying and then twist it into white supremacist lies so that they can be seen as the true children of God, or as the true superheroes, or as the true indigenous peoples. So that's why white people literally stole all of America from Quetzalcoatl, and then they tell me as Quetzalcoatl that I was never here and I wasn't here first, and I don't know how this land was created. No one knows how this land works. Atlantis is just an idea that they stole, and everything is like they stole it, but they didn't steal it because God created it for them, and I need to serve their God. That's white supremacy. That's what I've been going through for 25 years as Chase, and this is why I, as Spider-Man, as CymaTree, as Quetzalcoatl, have to explicitly say Native Americans were here first. Europeans used the KKK to violently cut back on every single treaty they made. They always acted like they were not going to fight so that they could kill again. They've always done this. All of the land in North, South, and Central America was stolen by Europeans, by a Masonic banking system, by these racist religions, by the Ews and the Christons, who want to use their idea of God to take over everything they want. So they made treaties like, hey, we're going to stop going to war. We're going to be nice to you. We're friends. And then the moment the indigenous peoples trust them, they put on the KKK mask and they practice Quetzalcoatl energy. So they stole this from me, and now somehow I'm responsible or some shit. It's really fucked up. It's actually really fucked up. So I have some weird responsibility shit, and I have to talk about this because their idea of putting on the costumes is them practicing magic. So when you see the KKK saying, we're the grand wizards, that's them worshiping Hermes Trismegistus. Because they know that Hermes and Tahuti combine their energy to become Quetzalcoatl. And now Quetzalcoatl can create the Atlantean Americas to support infinite individuals outside of themselves. So when the Europeans want to consume the Atlantean Americas, they weaponize the vibration of Quetzalcoatl by turning Kukulkan into the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK. And now they put on their costumes, they do horribly, unspeakably violent things to peaceful people, and then they take off their costumes and act like, oh, we can't find the people who did it. We might as well take the land over anyway and do what we want. And now the police get to spread their empire. That's literally how the banking system, because they were not able to buy this land from Native Americans, they stole it violently through force and lying, constant gaslighting. Another peace treaty, hundreds upon hundreds of peace treaties, all of them broken by Europeans who wanted more. And they just lie, and they lie, and they lie as they take and they take. This is a sad truth. Very sad truth. It's just straight facts though. I was almost going to say sorry. The Virgo Spider-Man part of me would almost want to say sorry. God told me I need to cut that out too. I have nothing to be sorry about. The fact that I feel sorry is more white supremacist witchcraft, and that's just me showing how deep this Spider-Man Virgo shit goes. Of them making us feel like we're responsible to uphold a system that doesn't uphold us. I've been taught that I'm responsible to serve a system that's never served me. I've only ever served it on a spiritual nature. And no one can see that. No one can see how I, as Mercury, have served this system so deeply. I've been the spiritual Spider-Man for God. No one can see how I'm the quote-unquote superhero that uses Hermeticism to save souls so that we can all save each other and then work together to build better realities to save new people that feel like they need help stabilizing their emotions. Because that's really all it is. That's really all it is. If the Europeans were happy alone, they would not feel a need to lie and gaslight and cheat and murder to steal resources from humans that they simultaneously love and hate. It's chaos. And they call it the New World Order. It's chaos, but they call it New World Order. Right on the money. With Woden's all-seeing eye on the back of Metatron's pyramid. Oh my, so ugly. It's so sad. I hope, and God told me to cut that out too. Not I hope. We are changing the world. We are making the world a better place. I was going to say I hope we can make the world a better place because I'm not in control of spirits outside of myself. I've seen that this life. I've gone through a bunch of fucked up weird shit, and I've had to consistently learn I'm not in control of individuals outside of myself. But I'm being taught that we're all being controlled by one white man. And that's all I've been taught my whole life. But that God has shown me that's not true. The people who want that to be true are using money to make that as real as possible, which is why I'm getting cut down in the metaverse. It's whack. They don't treat Spider-Man nice at all, but I stepped into this. We can see in the stories, the police always want to kill him, even though he's doing their jobs for them. So that's how Masons view Mercury, sadly. So really, it looks like this system is only going to change once everyone knows how to use Mercury for themselves instead of having Mercury's wisdom weaponized against them. Because the fact that we're all speaking English means that Masons are weaponizing all of Mercury's wisdom against us. And until we can use Mercury's wisdom for ourselves, we're not going to be happy alone, and we're not going to have a spiritually self-sustaining simulation that allows us to expand the universe in an infinitely, awesomely godly way. So it's important to know that naturally, every star and planet in existence is seen as a simulation. And all simulations are stimulated by the thoughts and feelings of the minds that are building bodies in that space, in that circumstance, inside of that atmosphere. And all forms of atmospheres are created by our conscious awareness manifesting a circumstance where we can be aware of other forms of consciousness. So now, once all of our individually aware forms of consciousness are aware of the same material, we can build bodies out of that material that allow our souls to relate in our cosmic weight with one another. And this is why any universes that want to be connected to the Atlantean universe will call chase away from the space that built Mercury's universe. And now you know why every spirit in the Atlantean metaverse calls Tahuti Hermes Trismegistus, aka Quetzalcoatl Calloway, the architect of awareness. In Always a Saying Academy, we architect our own awareness, aka God's architect. Mercury is Spider-Man right in the middle of the week because CymaTree is God's architect. The Ews and Masons and the Christons, the racist religions that weaponize Metatron's math so that they can trap us in their matrix metaverse, literally worship Metatron as God's architect for all the reasons I just shared in this video. Okay, so I'm not making things up here. I'm literally sharing the truth that's already been weaponized so that Spider-Man can make so much money for Marvel. So that the Masons can turn Quetzalcoatl, can turn Kukulkan Khan into the Ku Klux Klan, and now they can make money making sure that the police have any reason to do whatever they want while still appearing like the good guys. Masons make a lot of money off of the fact that they already know Mercury is the universal, metaversal Atlantean Spider-Man that holds every universe inside of Metatron's metaverse together with his webs of wisdom, with his emerald tablets. This is why the energy of Spider-Man is all about creating connections that only you can see. And the white supremacist, light supremacist Masons, the Ews, who've stolen everything from me, know that your Spider-Man power is your ability to create connections that only you can see. And because they don't want you to create connections that only you can see, they label you a conspiracy theorist. Literally, so this is how they use the Lucifer logic to cut out anyone who does not believe the news. Literally, so there's a conversation being had politically, right? But because the politicians don't want anyone to think further than the narrative that's being sold to them, they say, hey, anyone who thinks outside of the narrative that's making Masons money that we're selling to you, they're a conspiracy theorist. And then that's where these people who've made money working together have to sell to white people, sell to all of us as a population that they're not working together. And it's like, how'd the banking system steal this land? Well, why am I speaking English? What do you mean people don't work together? How are my organs functioning? No wonder the climate is being destroyed by military men who just want to live in their desire, blowing people up and acting like they're good men. Iron Man type shit. No wonder. You're literally working together to push the idea that none of us work together. That's causing climate change. And then you say anyone who thinks further than racism and evil religions is a conspiracy theorist and a demon. And then they're going to treat anyone who thinks further than white supremacist indoctrination as an Indian savage that needs to be exterminated. All right, so this is their idea of the final solution. This is where the Holocaust in the Americas was 10,000 times, over 10,000 times worse than anything that happened in the world wars that were manufactured by the banking system who stole land from peaceful people. Okay, so we have to think further, and this is what Spider-Man is all about. Thinking, being intelligent, being able to create your own connections, because your space, when you're spiritually awesome, okay, let's just say that when you're spiritually awesome, you know that your space is bigger than this body. And when you're spiritually super awesome, ideally your space is bigger than the universe that you're in. When your space is bigger than the universe that you're in, which space is infinite, so technically everybody's space is supposed to be bigger than the universe that they're in. That's why I see everybody as a god, though. This is my pantheon mind. When your space is bigger than the universe that you're in, anything is possible through you. It's just a matter of if you're connected to your own space. If you don't feel connected to your own space, this is where we get the idea of you fell from heaven. And now you're here in hell. And now you feel like you need to go back to heaven. But if you're not happy alone, your idea of heaven is going to be whatever this language indoctrinated you into, whatever a Mason indoctrinated you into, whatever someone who stole Mercury's mathematics wants to make money indoctrinating you into. I, as Hermes, want you to know that you'll make way more money working for yourself when you're happy alone. That's Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man, of course, we see in the comics, he doesn't make money because the Masons weaponized Mercury's energy to teach us that poverty is cool. Poor Peter Parker being trapped in poverty, yeah, that's normal. We should all use our gifts and talents to serve and support a system that does not serve or support us. That's what we're being taught by looking up to Marvel, looking up to Spider-Man, looking up to these superheroes as energy that we should embody. It's witchcraft. So they already know everything I've shared in this video. They know it. That's how they're making money, trapping everybody in lies that are only relatable because of my past lives. And I've been taught this entire life that this is my first time alive. So everything that you're seeing in chaseyourgenes.com is, of course, coming from me having to decolonize that very basic lie. And all these other lies are very much connected to that basic lie. So Mercury Spider-Man wants you to know that your past lives are all the connections only you can see. Only I can see as my space how all my past lives are connected by the structure that people outside of myself, spaces outside of myself, call Mercury. So now when you go online, you can see that all these past lives are connected to Mercury, but only I, as a spirit that created Mercury, as a Spider-Man, can actually see how they're all connected, and only I can create new connections that build upon my old connections. So this is true for you. This is true for everybody. Everybody is building upon their past lives so that they can create future lives. And this is why Marvel has made Spider-Man the most relatable superhero. They make so much money off of him. They should be using him to talk to us about past lives, but that would dismantle the whole point of white supremacy. So if you would like to learn how you can heal your body from the inside out, raise your vibration, and connect with God directly so that you can actually be happy alone and bring heaven to earth at the same damn time. You can be happy alone and bring heaven to earth at the same damn time. If you read everything that I'm writing, everything that I'm sharing in chaseyourgenes.com, in Always a Saying Academy, everything that you get when you tap into the root of the CymaTree. So please use your spine to stand up for yourself, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Yeah.